You are listening to 105.9 FM, WOMMLP, Burlington, the Radiator. And welcome everyone to Rocket Shop. I am your host, Olive, filling in for Tom Proctor. And I would like to welcome you all. Joining me is Obi. How are you doing?
How are you doing? How are you doing? I'm doing good. Thank you very much.
Good. So happy you're here.
Thank you for having me.
All right. We usually like to start off with a song. So what do you got for us?
Okay, this first piece, I wrote it, I would say my sophomore year in college, about a bad situation I went through. I had a girl who was supposed to be my baby mama, but wasn't. And I found out, while I was in class, so, it really messed with me. So I actually wrote this in class, and then I recorded it when I got back to the studio. So.
Prophetic.
When the rains of pause, everybody. One of my favorite country artists actually made a song when the rains of pause, Luke Combs. When it rains, it pours, waterfalls. You got me down on my fours. I wouldn't do, but I'm done with the flow. Oh, when it rains, it pours, tears in my soul. I was broke, but I know that's how it go. She got two sides, can't decide which side. She's on suicide, broken side, broken side. Shorty on two highs. Shorty's like, who am I even read the signs. Oh, when it rains, when it rains, when it rains, it pours. Mine stay hot, I burn up s'mores. I don't hit chicks who dug before and let you go. Hey, out my door, no feelings, no love galore. Never go deep, we stay ashore. Oh, when it rains, like a stripper, getting that change. I'm a tipper, she give me rain. I ain't lying, forget about the man. I'm a dog, I'm great like a dame. 99 problems, I'm going insane. Tryna get puffin' like Angela J. I'm with your babe. Any mini money more. Shorty playing miss calls. Can't talk your souls. Got you high, got you crossed. Obi-Wan with the force. I'm thinking about fighting demons in the forest. Gotta chill like a Nike. I'm the surest. King, I'm the high priest. You the tourist. Some niggas don't like me. Give it for you, think me I'm shining. Waterfall in my dick, I'm a lightning. Roll your boat. Baby girl, she broke. She lost her soul. When it rains, it pours, waterfalls. You got me down on my fours. I wouldn't do it, but I'm done with the flow. Oh, when it rains, it pours, tears in my soul. I was broke, but I know go. She got two sides, can't decide which side. She's on two sides, broken side. Shorty on two highs. Shorty's like, who am I even read the signs. Oh, when it rains, I don't drown in it. I'm a dog, I'm a hound with it. But I never put my heart in it. She moans her melody, bring her back like felony. Oh, remedy, sex heavenly, shake no benzene. Better get hot like 70, get hot like 90. Take up the top, then write me. You like me, but no wifey. No check mark, no Nike. No flicks, no pics, no IG. Don't simp, no memes, don't tag me, don't miss me. Don't you know, every dead man who walks a ghost. I know some shorties do the most. And then letting you go, she ain't actually a friend, but she fucking them both. I know she sucking they souls. Some nigga he sipping, he falling on toes. She got real, say you gon' take up a picture. Say now you gon' take up my kids and take up these bills for real. I wasn't ready, but straight to the back that he tryna get profit. I couldn't wait for my son to call me his daddy, but wait, who did you? 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 Thank you very much. When it rains, it pours.
All right. That was Obi the Voice God there with Waterfalls.
Thank you.
All right. So you said before the song started that was kind of like you kind of, wrote it during class, got it all done in one go. Mm-hmm. Is that kind of a normal process for you?
Oh, no, definitely not. Sometimes, like, writing a song could take me about 2 weeks, but it's more about the inspiration being there. Like once the energy, the inspiration is there, everything just clicks. You feel me? Usually in every form of art.
Yeah,
Yeah.
As an artist myself, I definitely second that.
You see?
Sometimes you're just waiting for the inspiration
Just
to
waiting
come.
for it to hit.
Yeah.
As soon as it does, it's over.
Yeah. Do you consider yourself more of like a lyricist, or are you, a composer, musician? Like, what do you mostly like?
I would just say musician because I write a lot. I write for people sometimes. I'm not a rapper. I don't like to think I'm a rapper, but sometimes people like tagging me as a rapper. I just like making good music, so I would say a musician.
Okay. Yeah. So do you write the musical part of your songs too?
Oh yes, I do. Yes, I do. I write the
Alright.
lyrics myself. I make my beats. I do have a producer who makes some of my beats. But earlier on in my freshman days, I used to get my beats off YouTube, Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you're kind of involved in like every part of it. Cool.
Been
Cool.
there.
Yeah. What's your creative process like outside of that?
So it's kind of weird. So one of my actually kind of ashamed to say this, but one of my best places to like rap music is in the toilet, like sitting on the toilet. It doesn't matter if I'm taking it or not, but it just makes me feel like I'm isolated. Like there's no distractions. Kind of like when you're in the studio and locked in. So I don't know. It's just something about the toilet.
No, I
Just
totally
makes me
get
wanna
that.
Write some bangers.
I totally get that. My best ideas come when I'm in the shower.
Okay.
Like always.
I see.
No, I totally get it. How about like the recording process? Like, is that something, home studio style, or do you go somewhere to get this done, or like,
Definitely
how do you
home
go about it?
studio. Definitely home studio. My first song I ever recorded, I went to a studio. I did not love the process. The dude was kind of like impatient with me. It was like I was trying to get into music, so I needed support rather than the
Right.
energy he was giving me. So I did some research. I got a mic and my little interface, and ever since then I would always record at home, in my dorm rooms, or in my apartment.
Yeah, that's awesome. Learning everything yourself is like, once you understand parts of it, it all comes together. And it shows through, especially in your music. I can tell that you have like
Thank you. Thank you.
an
I'll take the
understanding.
compliments.
No, of course. Of course. How about some of your influences? Like, who inspires you?
The reason I actually wanted to make music is 2014. I think I just graduated high school. Somebody put me on a Travis Scott. I really like this music, like the old Travis, like his songs like Days Before Rodeo, Backyard, Drugs. You should try it. Don't try it though, but it's just a song. So he really like made me want to make music like him. So I started out copying his style, but then along the way I kind of like found what I wanted to do for myself. So, but he
Right.
was a big influence.
Cool. Did you kind of grow up with that sort of thing? Or do you got, backgrounds in all kinds of music?
My mom actually made gospel music.
Oh,
but
really?
That never I was never into like making music myself till I was 19, about to move to the United States, and I had this one friend who went to the studio all the time, and I just went with him one time. It was such an experience. I was like, yeah, I want to be like this. I want to do this. I could do it too.
So this is like a relatively new kind of journey for you then.
About 4 years new, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. What was like, so it was when you kind of moved and started this whole new life in a new place. Did that influence your writing at all?
Yes, it did, definitely. Back home, I'm from Nigeria actually, so we listen to a lot of Afro beats, Caribbean, Jamaican type of music. So I started writing that, but as soon as I got here, I was like, okay, this whole different culture over here.
Very
I gotta
different
adjust.
environment.
So I started writing like a lot of hip hop, but once in a while I would still like put out Afrobeat songs because that's part of who I am.
Yeah. Did you come directly to Vermont?
I lived in Delaware for 8 months.
Okay.
My
Okay.
family's over there, so I lived over there. Then I was kind of like still like a stubborn teen when I moved here, so I was like trying to get out the house and like do my own thing. So I'm like, I'm going far away. So I came to Vermont, but I didn't know how cold it was in Vermont. So
Yeah. Very cold in the New England area here. Yeah. How does Vermont influence your music, if at all?
I would say like the music itself. I wouldn't say so, but like the energy, the energy. I went to Green Mountain College in Polteny before they closed down, so it was like big hippie vibes over there. So, and I just came from Nigeria, so I came to this. I'm like, okay, like what's going on, man? Like first of all, the cold now and this, but they grew on me, and they listen to a lot of mellow type of music. So I started out like before I had like party songs or like the little fan favorites. Like I would do like slower type of music, so I feel like that experience really influenced, the type of music I make.
Okay, interesting. Well, it's good that you've kind of like found made a home for yourself here and kind of found like the source of inspiration for your music. Very cool. Do you have another song for us? I'd love to hear some more.
Okay, say less. The next piece I'm gonna perform is it's called Ganja Trips. As we all know, weed is my bad. I'm sorry.
Good.
Weed is legal in Vermont, but I'm not trying to promote drugs on radio. I'm just I smoke weed. So it's pretty much a song about how it makes you feel or how therapeutical it could be for you, or just you hanging out with your friends having a good time. So that's what we're gonna hear next.
What's the name of it?
Ganja Trips.
All right, let's hear it.
Thank you. Correct. Don't finish it though. I like how that feel.
Good.
I know you like.
Fantastic.
I like. I know you like. Tell me when we getting high. I'm losing time, I'm losing peace of mind. I'm with the bro, we getting high, we butterfly. They focus on my eyes, but can't see I'm out of skies, yeah. So I tell them, yeah, yeah. I've been smoking. You know how it go, burning mistletoes. No, no, I don't wanna do it with no finish my high. Call me up, I swear I've been losing focus when I'm high now. Chillin' with the bros, we just smoke like half a pound. Got a couple, I'ma need like 30 rounds. Yeah, I'm burning flour, I do about the hour. I like ganja, trips, I like mamba, bricks. They like how you high like this. I'm like, I ain't high, I'm lit. I like ganja, trips, I like mamba, bricks. They like how you high like this. I'm like, wake and bake, don't do Cheerios. My brothers hit my phone, they wanna smoke, so I hit the road. Like a Draco, I'm never letting go. I pulled up, hit the blunt, then I took it to the. Okay, I'm hot, never mind, I'm rolling another J. So the homies, they say, you know how we play. What goes around comes around like roller skates. They kinda mad I wasn't passing around the J. I got the gas in the backseat. That should make them happy. I feel awake when I'm burning trees. I'm so feeling like I like ganja, trips, I like mamba, bricks. They like how you high like this. I'm like, I ain't high, I'm lit. I like ganja, trips, I like mamba, bricks. They like how you high like this. I'm like, I ain't high, I'm lit. Ganja, trips, I like mamba, bricks. They like how you high like this. I'm like, I ain't high, I'm lit.
All right, thank you. That was great.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask, I meant to ask this earlier, but tell me a little bit about your discography, I guess. Like, where, are these songs part of an album? Have you released, what have you released in the past,
So I have I would say in total about 60 songs out right now. So the first song I performed, I released already, as well as the second. I'm actually going to perform an unreleased song tonight for y'all.
Oh, a Rocket Shop exclusive.
Yeah, 2 weeks news. I just finished it 2 weeks ago. But I have currently out right now a project. It's called Life of the Party. I had a party house. We used to party a lot, so I was like, whatever, just make songs, a couple songs about partying. But I mixed it up a little bit, threw some love songs in there, some psychedelics, it's just, something to satisfy everybody's taste. I have a bunch of singles out, and I love to collaborate with artists, so I have a lot of features too as well.
Oh, cool. So is that like a regular thing for you? You have people come on your albums?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Life of the Party, actually, no features. I want to prove to my friends I could do a whole 10-track album with no features. I could write that much, trust me. But right now, like, I actually work with a lot of burly artists, like, Hetty Betty, Ravon T, and, it's just the different types of artists you work with, the different types of music you can make.
Yeah.
And that's why I really enjoy featuring people in songs or featuring in people's songs.
Yeah, it's also a huge learning opportunity too. Especially depends on the space as well. Hetty Betty was actually on here not that long ago too.
Okay.
So yeah, it's cool that we've got like the connections here on Rocket Shop. It's pretty cool.
That's what's up.
Yeah. What was that process like, during COVID? I know like the mask mandate has been lifted, but that's hard for somebody who relies on collaboration, and it makes it difficult.
True. You're not wrong. You couldn't meet up with nobody in person, but, we had to make it work over emails. It was really stressful, like getting a beat, throwing down some vocals, you email it, and then you got to wait a couple hours for a response, and then they got to work and send it back. So it was stressful, but then, it's just something we had to get used to.
Yeah.
Actually, my producer, I've never met him before, but I've worked with him for about 5 years. And, we just really got used to that whole email process. So it made it easier for me when, the whole COVID thing happened.
Right. Was it a bunch of like sending tracks back and forth?
A lot.
Yeah.
I had to keep buying storage in my Gmail because, files, waves, like a lot of beats, like it just filled up mad quick.
Yeah, it's tough. Like especially, the entertainment industry got hit really hard with COVID, and I hear a lot of different answers from people that come on, and, for some people it's great for their creative process, and for others not so much, being locked up.
Not really. I like a good mix. Like I want to be able to go outside, like, walk around a little bit and then come back to the studio.
Yeah. Is there like a topic or a theme you find yourself writing a lot about?
I write a lot about women, which is kind of funny because I chose not to perform any of my love songs or any sex songs or anything. But, I do write a lot about girls. But that's because I've had a history with, like, a lot of people. And women do inspire, like, some of the best pieces. And when you're writing from the heart and you're writing about something you actually experienced, it just makes it easier. It just comes out more natural.
Right. Of course, like, it's like telling a story.
True.
So, yeah, I totally get where you're coming from. What are your plans for the future?
So, for right now, I'm just, like, trying to get done with college. So once I have that out of the way, I can stack up some money to, like, do some major promotion, because that's what it takes. Like, you can have good music, but you have to really push the music to the masses to get it out there.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes money. Like, there's nothing free today. So that's what I'm working on. I got, like, a couple businesses in store. I work currently with kids, so just got to stack up in that money and then make a good budget, a good plan, and then go ahead with it.
Yeah, good. Are you a senior?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. So it's happening fast.
really, really fast. I feel like I'm not ready, but,
Yeah. No, it's being an independent artist, it's hard. Especially in college, though, balancing that is pretty difficult. So the fact that you said you have like 60 songs at this point.
Correct.
That's very impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah, it takes a lot of hard work and attention from outside sources, which is very hard to get. Man, what else we got?
Ask me any questions you want, I'll answer them. Got you.
I guess I don't know.
You good?
I was just gonna say like musical influences. I already asked that, but
No, you're good. I'll
Yeah.
answer it again if you want me to.
Remember my question?
yeah. What's your question, Bob?
What is the first musical memory you have?
Oh, that's a good question.
Huh.
Like, what is the first time, when you think back, what's the first thing you remember about, this is music?
Like your
And it
your
makes
first
me feel
experience.
something, right?
That's a good one.
That's
a good
actually
one.
a good. Oh, look. You gonna have me deep in my memory for that one, but
I've been thinking about that one for a while.
yeah, I don't like. Is it okay if I like email you guys an answer or something?
Yeah, we'll get back to you on that answer.
I don't want to just blur out the first thing that comes to my mind, but
Sometimes the first thing is important.
Huh? True. First musical memory. Brother's wedding. It was a traditional wedding. Like, weddings are different back home, so like a lot of like live drummers, live people playing flutes and everything. So I feel like that's one of the first ones that had a huge impact on my life. I would say, yeah.
That's a good one.
But I know if I really thought about it, I could remember something else. So let me actually email you that.
Okay,
answer.
yeah, no, I want to hear it. That's a good one, though. Like, for most people, it's just like, well, I don't know, I heard this song on the radio, but the fact that yours is like an actual live experience is really neat.
You said back in the day you were doing like Afrobeat
Correct.
joints. Like,
True.
What was that like?
Oh, Afrobeats.
Well,
Ooh.
like I know about Afrobeat, but like what was that like for you? Like what kind of, like how much of that was like traditional and how much of it was you like doing your own thing with it?
Oh, okay. I would say 30% traditional and 70% like me, just do my own thing. Because like like I had to like pay attention to my fan base. I didn't want to give him like a core Afrobeat and like confuse him, like have it like you be like, oh, what is this? So I had to give him like a little bit of like a little mix, and I drop it here and there like once like every 6 months, and the more they respond to it, like the more Afrobeats I will drop out. Yeah, yes sir.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look at me. I don't know much about that sort of things, but it's cool to have that perspective. So teach me,
Okay,
what are
I
the
will.
parts that you draw and put into your music?
I'm sorry.
What are the parts of like, this Afrobeat that you grew up with? What parts of that do you put into your music?
The rhythm.
Yeah.
Like with Afro beats, like you always want to dance when you listen to them. It could be the slow ones, the fast ones, but like it makes you want to like do like at least do the 1-2 step. You feel me? So it's more about the rhythm. So I copy that sense of rhythm and try to like put in hip hop. I don't want to like just have a nice hip hop song where I said a couple cool lines here and there. Like if you can actually move to it like a little bit, then I know I'm doing something right. So that's what I really dragged out from the Afrobeat to my music.
Yeah, rhythm definitely a huge part. Are you a drummer yourself by any chance?
Not a drummer.
Okay.
Not a drummer.
Okay,
Not a
that's
drummer.
a pretty common thing I see, so I have to
Not a
ask.
drummer. I do have a little drum pad that where I make my beats, but that's not drumming though. But I feel like if I really give it a shot, I could at this point
It could
yeah,
translate.
you feel me? Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. I just remember the question I was going to ask before. I apologize. I totally stumbled.
You get it.
Something I really like to ask artists is, do you have like a persona you put on when you perform? Is there like a headspace you get into that's different from how you go about your life normally?
Most definitely, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like I feel like on stage, or like right here, like this is you just have to. It's hard to explain, but it's you don't want to feel like you're just going to the grocery store, or like you're going to class or something.
Right.
Like you want to feel like this is completely different, and I want to be somebody else for this experience. So I feel like yes, I do put on a persona, like I really do, and I have different personas too. Like I would say like I have a multiple persona.
Yeah. Varies between song.
NPD. What's the last word? Disorder. Yeah. So I would say I have that. So sometimes I'm like kind of like getting into it, and sometimes I want to look around. Sometimes I just want to close my eyes and just really feel the music for myself. I don't know. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I can see that when you're performing even here. Like, there's barely an audience. There's like, what, 5 of us? And it's like, I can see that you're into it and you're, feeling what you're saying, which is really neat.
Thank you.
So what's your third song?
The third song I'm going to perform for you guys is the unreleased song, actually. It's called Voodoo, but on there it's called Mix Down 3. So,
Rari moves.
no, Voodoo. It's called Mix
I
Down.
don't have that one.
Huh.
I got Rari moves. You sent me 3, I think. I'll look for it.
Oh, there's a fourth one in the email, I promise. But I'll do Rari moves. Just
We'll
to,
do Rari moves.
Yeah.
Then
A little change.
Then I was going to ask you some more questions, and I'm going to go look for that.
okay. That sounds good.
A little
That sounds
change of
good.
plans.
For the exclusive.
It's okay. We get an extra track.
Okay, say less.
All right, here we go.
Oh, my bad.
Yep, I'll let you get your green.
Got me hopping on the highway. I'ma do this thing my way. There ain't no time ain't wasting my place. I'ma pull up on the mission like the mob days. Yeah. Party, come let's party. Turn on like a Rari. Let's get naughty. I ain't tryna fall in love, don't need no new friends. I'm just tryna grind, I ain't tryna Harry grades. Need a 20 car garage with a Beamer and a new Benz. Body rich, I'm ballin', it's a new flex. When I was broke, I wanna go home. I was 18, was trying to be a man, so I started rapping at 19. I was 21, I found me a vanilla bad thing. 22, she falling for a check for my little thing. But shorty, she lied to me. Could've sworn that my kid was a seed to me. I don't wanna feel like the look what you did to me. But I'm a 20/20 vision, my epiphany. But tell me, shorty, why you lied to me? Slaying wrist, cause you saying you would die for me. And do no wrong, but you wanted my apologies. I'm on the news where I wanna be. I'm going home soon as the wind blow. I'm on the road, don't need no echo. Don't want you finding me no Nemo. This the way that the thing go. Now here we go. Can we happen on the highway? I'ma do this thing my way. There ain't no time ain't wasting my place. I'ma pull up on the mission like the mob days. Yeah. Party, party, come let's party, party. Turn like a Rari, let's get naughty. Call me Papa Chulo, you know how I pull up. Damn, mama see the bus and my medulla. I really wanna do you in a Bentley Cooper. I really wanna do you in a Bentley Cooper. You know what it is, cause it is what it is. I'm tryna pull up in a whip, then a flip, it's mint now. I'ma get a crib in the hills, we lit now. Arena lit now. I'ma put my mama in a new home. To the Bahamas, here I go. Living life like never before. Whoa. I believe in angels, but I'm ride a wave, I ride a whip. I swear to God that I'ma make a name. I ain't gon' pass up on the back, I've been living the pain. We gon' party through the weekend. See baby dancing on her toes till she bleeding. I need another shot of the Henny, I'm fiending. One time for all the baby daddies who ain't leaving. For your semen, hopping on the highway. I'ma do this thing my way. There ain't no time ain't wasting my place. I'ma pull up on the mission like the mob days. Yeah. Party, party, come let's party, party. Turn it like a Rari, let's get naughty. Let me take you back in the day, I ain't had a problem. Said motivated, grinding hard, ain't nobody can top it. Now I'm flying high with my balls, that's a cockpit. I'm getting cocky, I ain't trying to stop. I don't even see no competition. W's, you know we keep it coming like it's repetition. I ain't surprised they never mess with me, but now they with a nigga cause he bubbling. Yeah. Party, come let's party. Turn it like a Rari, let's get naughty. Got me hopping on the highway. I'ma do this thing my way. There ain't no time I wasted my place. Yeah.
Right, Obi the voice god there.
Thank you.
I hope I don't embarrass you by doing this, but I was looking through your bio.
Okay.
And I wanted to pull something up that kind of interested me.
Okay,
I was
go
hoping
ahead.
you could expand upon it a little more. It says, America gave him the freedom and confidence to try new things, and he immediately began to experiment with music. So could you expand upon that a little bit?
Okay, I will. So growing up in Nigeria, it's like a whole different culture. Parents are very strict, almost to the point where they kind of impose on your confidence. Like as a kid, you're not allowed to talk back, and then you could get punished or you can get in some type of trouble. So it's like I didn't really have a voice. Like I couldn't really say what I wanted to say. So when I got here, when I was 19, I lived with my brother for 8 months, and that was the same period I told you I was trying to leave the house and like go somewhere far away. So when I came to Vermont, I didn't really have anybody to to tell me what I couldn't say or could not say. So I just I became more free with my expression. So that's where that comes from.
I see. That makes a lot of sense, and it seems like it was at a really good point in your life too to have that opportunity and freely find new things to invest yourself in.
Myself, yeah.
Yeah, good for you, man. That's good. How are you doing, Bob? Are you finding what you need?
I didn't realize I had to download it. Welcome to the 21st century, Bob.
It's okay. This is definitely not
thank you.
the biggest mistake.
I want to know.
Bob has another question.
Questions out from the side.
That's
completely
fine. That's fine.
Obi the voice god. Where's that name come from? Repeat the question so our listeners can hear it.
Yeah, Obi the voice god. What's the story behind your name?
So a lot of people tell me I have like a really deep voice or whatever.
That was my comment when I was listening to your music before that. That's so funny.
So they were like, you should go into music. But so I was like thinking what would be my my music name. So I was watching, I was reading a comic book series, which I hardly ever did. So I was like, so what if I was like a superhero or a supervillain as a musician? What would I sound like? So I took the whole voice thing people said and put God behind it and Obi the voice god.
I love that.
I was really, really high when I came up with that name too.
No, I love that. That it makes sense when you're talking about your persona. Like it totally makes sense. Superhero, the voice god. I love it.
Thank you.
All right, we're just about ready to do the last song, but before we do that, where can people find your music?
So my music is available Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, pretty much all major streaming platforms. You can stay updated or up to date with me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. It's the same username, Obi_the Voicegod.
All right.
Thank you.
And do you got any upcoming shows? Or is that a work in progress?
So I haven't booked any shows because the semester has been in session and it's been hard juggling music and
No, I totally
schoolwork.
get it.
But Hetty did actually ask me to come up, I think it's the weekend after this, to perform a song that we have together with her. So I just
Okay.
got to do that for her.
Cool.
So I will be up here.
We'll be on the lookout for
Say
upcoming
less.
dates.
Say less. You don't want to miss it.
All right, let's hear our last song.
And this is the exclusive, right?
This is the
This
exclusive.
is the Rocket Shop exclusive.
Only a handful of people have heard this before.
Oh, we feel so special. I can't wait.
Another handful. All right. Here we go.
So it's called Voodoo. It's pretty much about being in a bad situationship, a bad friendship, or a bad relationship, and how it can affect you, how someone controls you. I do the dash, yeah. Hit the gas, yeah. Never crash, yeah. I do the dash, yeah. Look, Odin never made nobody crash, yeah. Like 23, ballin' like I'm in the Cavs, yeah. In the Japanese, hit the floor, I'm moving fast, yeah. I hit the gas, I'ma leave her with a voodoo. I ain't into you, yeah. Voodoo, let me do me, let you do you. Voodoo, you breaking your heart, I'm breaking you, eh. Voodoo, she got a voodoo. Cut 'em off, cut 'em off. I don't need you no more. This ain't love, we at war. Had enough, no more. I never thought it would end. I said, Papa, my guy with these trends. We can go back to before you was never my bro. We never started as friends. I see the bigger picture with a check. You see a dog with pictures, I'm a wreck. You playing the doctor, I need a vet. But do it like Nike, come correct. But I'm safe, safe by myself, safe. Just like a string, how you cling? No more dreams can handle my lanes, baby. I know you wish you could ring me. Wireless, you cannot reach me. Shorty, you better believe I'm on the go, better believe me. I know we did this before, maybe even more, but this is really happening. Overloaded, I go through a blackout. On the low, I feel like I'm tapped out. For the show, you know I be acting out. Lord knows I've been on the track now. GPA gotta get it like right now. GPS, I'm all over the map now. Cash cow, I do the dash now. I do the dash, yeah. Look, Odin never made nobody crash, yeah. Like 23, ballin' like I'm in the Cavs, yeah. In the Japanese, hit the floor, I'm moving fast, yeah. I hit the gas, I'ma leave her with a voodoo. I ain't into you, yeah. Voodoo, let me do me, let you do you. Voodoo, you breaking your heart, I'm breaking you, yeah. Voodoo, she got a voodoo.
You came from pain, you came from pain, you came. You play the blaming game, you play the blaming game. What goes around from you's coming back to you, yeah.
You know the sun never shines with the moon. I'm in the studio, don't need no groupie. Get on the beat like a Cheerios. I'm trying to change my scenarios. My music come out your stereo. Finna get interviews, I'm on the radio. Fight up with Italy, I'm shooting no video. Party in Houston, we pop out at rodeos. I pray for the narrow, yeah. I'm breaking off from these chains, oh Lord, I'm switching lanes. Ignore all the lanes, yeah. I'm at war with the pain, been lost, I'm not the same no more in my way. Happening, overloaded, I go through a blackout. On the low, I feel like I'm tapped out. For the show, you know I be acting out. Lord knows I've been on a track now. GPA gotta get it like right now. GPS, I'm all over the map now. Cash cow, I do the dash now.
All right, Obi the Voice God.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us on Rocket Shop tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Thank you
it's
for
been a
having
blast.
me. The vibes here were really nice. I really enjoyed myself tonight.
Good, I'm glad. And, you know, thank you for joining us with sharing our music with us. That's what I mean there.
Of course, thank you.
And for all our listeners, thank you for tuning in to Rocket Shop on 105.9 FM, The Radiator. Next week, we've got the Moondogs, and I believe Tom Proctor will be filling in once again. I have been your host, Olive DiMaggio. Thank you and good night.
We love you, listeners.